Hey folks, today is Sunday, April 3rd. I'm going with a one-take Sunday, and let's just go ahead and get started. I'm currently a part of a church plant, a very small church that's meeting in the lead pastor's home at the moment. And so I just got back from there, and as I was coming back, I was thinking a lot about language. A friend of mine is taking Greek and Hebrew because she wants to and because she likes language, and I also like language, but the only language that I'm good at is English. And I like language a lot, and I think that language can be funny, especially in the context of the Christian church. So when churches tend to use a lot of metaphors, they'll have words that are the same words that people who are not a part of a church might use, but have completely different meanings within the context of a church. And there are also just a lot of really strange, turns of phrase that make me wonder, how that happened. So things like metaphors. I think we use metaphors because Jesus spoke in metaphors. So and because a lot of the Bible talks in metaphors. So we've sort of taken that on and translate it into our own lives. Sometimes with success, and sometimes that metaphor completely loses its meaning to people who don't have the context for it. So that can be a thing. We also have a lot of words, like I said, with alternate meanings. So something like the word revival has around 16 different definitions. So if two people are talking about going to a revival or seeing a revival happen, they could be using the same words and think that they're understanding each other, but in actuality they mean completely different things. There are also things that are sort of made up words, so words that have meaning outside but are smashed together and have different meaning within the Christian church. For example, word I used earlier, church plant, which generally means a very small church that is meeting in someone's home or is just starting out. But it's I don't know the origin of it specifically, but it feels like a very new word in comparison to other things that you could potentially use. Then there are these really strange phrases that we use, things like you go up to someone and say I have a word for you, or something along those lines. And I've been thinking about this. I think that the reason we use these languages and these phrases is because we're trying to explain an experience that doesn't have an easy explanation. Often we're trying to explain an encounter that we've had with God or with the Holy Spirit. And to someone who hasn't experienced anything like it, it can be really hard to understand. And there in some ways are words and a language that we can use in those cases, but often it's imperfect and can have slightly different meanings as well. So I've said all these things, and I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to make up a solution to this. In fact, I don't even necessarily think that it's a problem. But it can cause problems and misunderstandings if you're not careful. So I guess if there's a bottom line to this, then it would be that people should just be super aware that there are lots of different languages. And that includes churches and places that are using these languages. Just to be aware of the context that they're using them with and the culture and the context of the people that they're speaking to, so that they are actually being understood for what they mean. But I guess it's also just a notice to, not a notice, but like a note to people who are maybe coming into a conversation. Just please be patient with us if you don't understand. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And I think that's what the downfall of this language can be, is that we're not trying to push people away or push people out, but if we don't realize our own the potential misunderstandings, then it can still have that effect. So just looking at my watch on the table, realizing that this has been talking for a little bit longer than I really intended to. I have a lot of thoughts in this vein and similar, and I'd love to talk more about it, but our time is just about up today. So yeah, I'm gonna be pretty busy tomorrow, so you might get a video that I've already edited. I spent some time on something yesterday, and it might be coming in pretty late, but I definitely have something for tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow and or the next day. Bye.